What are the top 10 TED Talks about writers? So I'm going to talk to you today about this list I had created. I actually wanted this to be tested on reciprocity.com. What I did is I paid for somebody on Upwork to write this list, write this blog for me. I had a series of them. I believe there was perhaps around 10. I probably have a little bit more than that, but I'm going to actually go through some of the ones that I had done. So what I did is actually had this blog written up by a very, very sweet person, a very sweet writer in another country. I'm in the United States. I'm a researcher at a large business school. I'm trying to build this platform called reciprocity.com where you can get your editing done on here. As I continue to build this out, I'm going to put some more material on the YouTube page, so make sure you do check it out. I definitely appreciate all the help that I get and any sort of comments and stuff like that. So you are awesome. So this is what I did: is I got this blog written up, and then I sent it through Reciprocity as a way to test what's going on. So what ends up happening is the work gets put up there. I don't want to spend all the time editing stuff, but I know that there's a lot of people that do that and that would love to do that. I just don't have time. It's the reason why I actually created this system in the first place. I was trying to find awesome people, and I couldn't find awesome people to do this particular task. So what I did is I paid for, I got an itchy nose. I paid for the editing services on reciprocity.com. Again, I created it, but I want to test everything's fine. And so I paid for it. I think it was about $10 for some credits, which allowed me to, get several pages done. I don't know how many of these I actually got done. I should probably count that one day. But anyways, you could check it out yourself, see how many you can get done. It's actually it's very, very reasonable, the rate that actually turns out to be. So you submit it onto Reciprocity. If you are actually editing back and forth and you just want to gain credits and stuff, 100% of those credits are actually yours. That's why it's built Reciprocity. If you're an editor and you get good enough and you develop enough credibility on the system, and you basically get a high enough rating system, it'll allow you to take credits off the system and turn that into cash. But the system actually, because I want to reinvest it and continue to build it, the system takes about 20%, or it takes 20%. Currently, right now, that might change in the future, I don't know. But anyways, it takes 20% of any of those transactions. So what I wanted to talk to you about were these top 10 TED Talks about successful writers. Again, I had this person go and look. What's really, really cool is that she found some great videos, right? So one of them was James Cameron, and talking about the story of James Cameron, for example. Those of you who don't know who James Cameron is, it was the creator of the Titanic, Avatar, and he's a well-known explorer as well. And then she talked about, and I'm going to get this wrong, Sherwig Ruland, and talking about how being the writer, Sherwig Ruland, I apologize, I'm the worst with names. With a name like Maslach, my last name is Maslach, you figure I'd be good at it, but I'm just terrible. Anyways, this writer talks about their journeys as being a doctor, and all the sort of things that come with being a doctor. There are many other ones here. I'm going to put this into the notes, the YouTube notes, so you can check it out. So, for example, Anne Morgan, and telling about her trips when she's traveling and writing, or when she's traveling, and she's telling about all these different activities. There's just too many. I don't want to spend too much time going through this, but I wanted to sort of show. Oh, actually, this is a cool one. AJ Jacobs, for those of you who don't know, he actually has his own podcast now. It's slipping my mind. I'm awful, right? So I spend most of my time actually writing and staring at a screen. So I lose my mind. But anyways, AJ Jacobs, he's a really, really quirky person. And his podcast is interesting, but what he did is he kind of does kind of extreme things. One of them was living biblically for an entire year. If you haven't seen it or heard about it, it's really, really funny. Some of the things, he had to always wear white. He had to grow. He had to make sure he doesn't cut his hair. So he had, a long beard. All sorts of really fun stuff. And he took it literally, living in New York. So he looked a little bit, he felt strange. One of the things that I remember, and particularly on his podcast, he talks about it, is, one of the things he gained from that experience was the fact that he had to be grateful for everything, and he really learned how to become grateful. And in fact, actually, that's one thing that I've been learning, and it's really helped me out in the last few years in terms of feeling, I'm just very, very blessed to not only have YouTube, this audience, but I have a wonderful family, couple of kids, and I live in a wonderful place. I have some very supportive job in faculty, and the entire community is just fantastic. So again, you should check out AJ Jacobs in terms of what he talks about. Some of the quirky things that he did is really fun, and perhaps his podcast as well. So enough about that. I'll post this in the show notes if you want to click on any of the links. You can. Check them out. They're fun. These are vetted, right? So TED Talks, there is a lot of TED Talks now, but these are vetted. So check them out, and hopefully you like them. And if you want to help in any way, make sure you do subscribe to the YouTube channel. I do appreciate it. Check out reciprocity.com if you want to help out as well, and purchase credits, or you could just check it out. All right, take care. Bye.